All right, so Gypsy just posted that she met Kim Kardashian. Obviously, we knew about that before. But let's look at the pictures. So she said Kim's selfie, and she's talking about she was in awe and with Kim K. Now, keep in mind, this was back in January. And she was like, post-prison, re-entry, and our hopes of the future prison reform. I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity to voice my concerns, those of so many on a platform like Kim Kardashian's. Okay? I want y'all to hold on to that because I'm about to show you guys something.
Kim was very nice. She was shorter than I expected, but she's very down to earth. Like, I didn't expect that from someone of her status. But she was incredibly nice. Like, we sat down for an hour, and Ryan got to meet her too. But they just didn't show that part. The only thing that I am a little disappointed in is, if y'all remember, I posted a video, I want to say, back in February maybe? Thank you, Ty. I posted a video back in like February talking about my friend that is still in prison, Amelia Bird. You know, she has a very similar case to mine. I did a whole video about it before I deleted or deactivated my TikTok. And I talked about, you know, her sentence, and she's trying to get in with the Innocence Project and get a pardon. Okay. Her case and her story, and the fact that like she was a good friend of mine. I needed to get her voice out there, and so I did talk to Kim about her case, and even though they didn't show it in the show, I got to explain what she's in there for, why I feel she's innocent, and hopefully get her some help with the Innocence Project, or have Kim's team, she does have a team that she works with that has connections to that sorts of things that help with that, and because it's on the pretty much same platform as prison reform. So Kim said that she would look into Amelia's case and bring up her case to her team to review. So they didn't show that in the show, and I was kind of disappointed in that because I was really hoping to get Amelia's case really out there with that. That was pretty much, you know, my reasoning for going on the show. Talk about prison reform. Talk about how we can rectify some of these issues going on in prison, the lack of therapy they have in prison, spotlight these cases that don't get talked about because, you know, they come from small towns.
Okay, so she just said this on live last week. But then she posts those pictures and says, I'm excited for the opportunity, when you basically already said she hasn't reviewed it. And Jip, why hasn't she reviewed it? Because Amelia is not innocent. Listen, I said what I said, and I'm not going to argue with anybody on here about it. That girl is not innocent. I've seen enough people from her school that have said that she's always been upset at her parents and always had planned on doing stuff. So don't come on here telling me your girl's innocent. I know. Anyway, also, she wants Kim Kardashian to advocate for her. She has more followers than Kim K. Also, let's talk about the fact that you posted about your friend and deleted the post. It wasn't when you took your page down. You deleted the post like a day or two later. Let's talk about that. Do you remember the post, Jip? If you don't, let me refresh your memory.
Hello, my name is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I would like to introduce you to one of my very good friends. This is Amelia Bird. She was only 16 years old when she was arrested with her then boyfriend in connection with her crime. And with no other evidence stacked against her except for the testimony of the then boyfriend, Amelia is now serving 2 life sentences, run consecutive, at the Chillicothe Correctional Center for Women in Missouri. If you would like to learn more about her story, please continue to watch. In January of 2006, authorities arrived at the home of Christina Bird, William Bird, and Amelia Bird, where they found Christina Bird had been fatally shot and William Bird had been seriously wounded. Amelia Bird and her then boyfriend, Chad Brentley, was both taken into custody and questioned for the crime. While Amelia maintained her innocence in claiming that she had absolutely no idea that her then boyfriend was going to commit this crime, Chad Brentley, however, pointed the finger at Amelia and claimed that she is the one that asked him to commit the crime. So essentially what we have is a situation that boyfriend breaks into girlfriend's parents' home, commits an act of violence against girlfriend's parents, and so authorities start to wonder what could be a possible motive for this. And as they are going through the case, and as Amelia and Chad are awaiting trial, it starts to develop that there seems to be a situation of abuse going on in the home, with Amelia's father abusing Amelia. So authorities begin to kind of piece things together, and so Chad fully relies on this story that Amelia asked him to commit this act in order to get Amelia away from her parents. While Chad is awaiting trial, prosecutors are beginning to push heavily on Amelia to accept a plea bargain to second-degree homicide that comes with a prison term of 2 life sentences ran consecutive. So what consecutive means is you have to complete the first amount of years before the second amount of years could be fulfilled. And so life is calculated in the state of Missouri at 30 years. So essentially she took a plea bargain to 60 years in prison. And they were able to push that on her because the prosecution told Amelia that if she didn't accept the plea bargain, they were going to seek the death penalty in this case. And it is actually not legal to seek the death penalty on a juvenile, which, keep in mind, she was only 16 years old when this case happened. And her co-defendant is still awaiting trial at this point. Amelia, now having spent roughly 2 years in county jail awaiting her trial, accepts the prosecution's deal to second-degree homicide, which carries a prison term up to 30 years imprisonment, and they actually sentenced her to 2 life sentences, so 60 years, while Chad pled out to 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Keeping in mind there was no evidence against Amelia other than Chad's testimony against Amelia that she is the reason why he committed the crime. Amelia Byrd is now 34 years old and is currently serving her sentence at the Missouri Department of Corrections in Chillicothe, Missouri. That's where she and I actually became roommates and very good friends. Amelia has participated in many programs at the Chillicothe Correctional Center for Women, including the Puppies for Parole program and CHAMP, which teaches dogs how to care for people with special needs and be therapy dogs. And it also teaches basic behavioral training, so she is a certified dog trainer. And these dogs...
Well, what do we have here? Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard is advocating for somebody that did the exact same crime as her, pretty much. And you want us to let another parent of a liver out here on these streets after seeing what you yourself has done? No, ma'am. Won't be happening. We will not be advocating for that. But what you should be advocating for is the man that you used with autism, a low IQ, and mental health issues. That's what you should be advocating for. And you can advocate for someone and not have association with them. Let's just put it there. So let's be real, because you're advocating for Amelia. All right. So have a great day. Have the day you deserve.